Peace, family. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Of course, I hope you guys are staying safe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I still am a little under the weather, so please disregard that. But how are you guys doing today? We are on spaceweather.com, and I have a few updates, a few brief updates that I did want to go over with you guys today. If you guys weren't aware, over here on spaceweather.com, they were speaking on or basically pretty uh let's just say aware or cautious towards this solar flare that actually erupted twice. So we have a sunspot that they actually named AR2840 that erupted twice on July 9th, guys, and this actually caused for there to be a radio blackout, a minor radio blackout, over both Asia and Europe. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys, and matter of fact, let me show you. As you can see, please disregard my background, but right here, this is the solar flare that, once again, this is that same sunspot that is towards the northern hemisphere of our sun, but this is the one that is actually, making the most noise. And this is why it is very they're kind of being cautious towards it, because it can do some damage and cause more solar flares, and furthermore have a cause and effect on Earth. So this is why they are pointing those out to you guys. But here are our updates on these sunspots that are actually phasing Earth. This one down here, 2841, they kind of named them, guys, so that's even better. So this one down here, it is actually beginning to open up or spread more. This is a sunspot, so it is beginning to open up, and that is actually a red flag for NASA, because it's actually like a warning. Hey, more solar flares, more CME. So that's the only thing that they're saying about that. I was doing some reading on that, so I guess they will be on the lookout when it comes to this particular sunspot over here down on the left. But as you can see, this is the same one that I was pointing out to you guys just a second ago. This is the same sunspot that actually just caused that big ripple effect, and the radios over Asia and Europe blacked out. So that is the sunspot that, of course, they're watching, because that actually just had a huge solar flare. I believe it is known as a X flare. So this one over here is the most noisiest to me, being that it caused, it's been very let's just say busy these past couple of days, and as you guys can see, they are definitely recording some data, some intense data from this particular spot up here. But moving forward, I want to point out to you guys the pressure that is surrounding Earth right now. As a matter of fact, let me go over here. So yeah, right here we have the pressure that is both surrounding Earth. Let's just say the front and the back sides, the darker side of Earth. This is right here. Let me use my cursor if you guys can see it. Right here on this left side is typically where the sun is. Well, that is where the sun is. That is the light side of Earth. And then back here, which is the dark side of Earth, this is where the sun, or this is where Earth is not phasing the sun. So if you guys can, just give me a brief, short answer as to why or how is pressure, coming from the back side of Earth, it is not phasing the sun. Like, I am going to need some form of explanation. I'm going to need some kind of thought or analogy behind this right here, because this never fails. There's always a very intense amount of pressure on the back side of Earth, which is causing, look at this scale, look at this. can you see this scale right here? And then look at this right here. Not only on the front, like I can see, like this is much more explanatory. This is, you know, because the sun is on that side. Okay, it makes more sense. But being that the sun is not on this side, this is actually the opposite from the sun, yet there's nearly more, seemingly more pressure on this side, you know? So what exactly is it that's behind Earth that is causing, you know, for this to show the way that it is? Now this is way past our electromagnetic field. As you can see, it has entered our electromagnetic field. So I don't even know if this data chart is able to, you know, let's just say have you guys see it. I don't think they're gonna have a way for you to view it to furthermore explain how close this pressure is up on Earth. But it is way past our electromagnetic field that is surrounding Earth. It has entered it actually, and, you know, furthermore causing a few heat waves and, you know, furthermore putting some pressure on Earth. But I definitely had to point that out to you guys. As you can see, it is some pretty freaking intense pressure, you know, being applied to the back or rear side of our planet. Moving forward, this is that same CME. Let's see. Okay, right here, I definitely want to show you guys this is kind of the same format basically of what I was just going over with you. Basically just giving you a little diagram of what is going on. Right here, this is better to or rather easier to understand how to read this data. So over here, this is Earth right here. If you can follow my cursor, this yellow circle is Earth, and they have a diagram. If you are interested, you can obviously go to the top and, you know, basically be able to detect what is what, you know. So over here, it's easier to read it from here or determine whatever it is that's going on. So Earth is definitely experiencing some pressure, as you can see. So whatever happens to stereo A, which is this red square or this red block here, happens to Earth, which is directly right behind it. And then we have stereo B, of course, which whatever happens to our planet happens to stereo B. So over here, as you can see, we are having a pretty loud storm here. Like this is some very intense plasma that is spewing out from the sun. As you can see, the sun is directly in the center, and all of the radiation, plasma, whatever it may have you, is, you know, furthermore being implemented on all of these planets around the sun. So like I mentioned, it's easier to you know, basically understand it from this perspective over here. But if you are trying to get an overview of all of it, yes, there is some very intense flares of radiation that is coming off of the sun, and, you know, it is definitely having an effect on all of these planets that are, as you can see, surrounding the sun. So for the most part, guys, yeah, we are definitely experiencing some solar flares. We actually experienced 2 solar flares. So hopefully this can pick it up. I will be showing you guys. There's one there. This one, the first one was actually pretty intense, and then the second one was kind of minor. As you can see, I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. See if you guys can look at that right there. This is the first CME blast. So that one was pretty freaking big. Like, that was intense. And then we have the second one, which is just as loud but not as big. So it is definitely pouring out, definitely. So yeah, we definitely had a few CME let me go back a little bit. Okay, yeah, we definitely had some action going on, as you guys can see. And then right here is our sun. And this is basically a overview once again of the coronal holes as well as the sunspots that I was pointing out to you guys. There's definitely still this giant coronal hole both at the northern and southern hemisphere of our sun, and then towards the equator as well. Like there's a very freaking big, and this is the one that they were this is the sunspot right here that they were speaking on growing. They were saying that this one was actually spreading or opening up more, which furthermore causes more CME on planet Earth. So they were watching out for this one, and then this one over here, as you guys can see, is the same one that caused those that radio blackout. So this one had 2 flares today, I believe. So yes ma'am, that's what we have there, and I believe that is it. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. I wasn't going to speak on this, but I guess I can. The hypernova explosion, which was detected, I want to say the day before yesterday or yesterday. This actually was a explosion of a star, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but you guys can definitely go look into this. People may confuse this with a, let's see, what is it? People may confuse these because these barely happen. When they do, some people will confuse it with the neutron star merger theory. That is completely different. That is totally different, and a lot of people may be more familiar with that term there. But that is basically a stellar collision. Basically, when 2 neutron stars meet to form a black hole or a massive neutron star. So people may have mistaken that for this, but this was actually an explosion, which this star was very ancient, as you guys may begin to find out if you go read this. So I don't know what to say about this. And now I'm reading that they are saying in August, around August 12th, between August 12th and the 13th, there will be some form of let's just say comet. Earth will be in a comet debris. We will be in some form of solar storm. So you may or may not see some comets, in our nighttime skies. So if you guys want to be on the lookout for that, you can definitely go do your research on that as well as be on the lookout. But for the most part, space has been very, very, very amplified lately, if I must say. And the CME from the sun has become very, very intense. It is becoming actually very detrimental to those who cannot sustain the sun, whose physical suit will not be able to, walk underneath this sun. So that is not hate. Once again, this is truth. And behind that, I say that to say, that time is now. The sun is not playing. The sun is actually becoming very, very, very awakened, and things are returning back to its natural state. And this is why the sun is no longer golden. It has become silver, and the energy on this planet is completely changed. So yeah, I will be keeping you guys up to date overall on all that I have been hearing about, or furthermore doing my research on. The old stars explode, which creates different star systems. This was the formation. So peace, love, and light. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, I want to show some gratitude, give a little bit of appreciation to those of you who have been sticking with me through this journey. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are new, I appreciate you as well. Welcome to the family. Let's go ahead and tap into this information. Let's tap into this knowledge together as we ascend. But anyways, peace, love, and light. I definitely hope you guys are staying safe out there.